Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lena. I make college and book related content here on YouTube, and this semester study abroad content. And right now I am in Avignon, France. So this is definitely going to be another travel vlog. I am in an Airbnb right now. The lighting is a little whack. I can give you a tour later, but because I'm on the first floor, I have to have the shutters closed, so it's only artificial lighting in here. But I got to Avignon like about 2 hours ago. It was a time and a half getting here. Maybe I'll tell that story later. But right now it's around 4 o'clock, so I really want to go outside before the sun sets and just explore some more of the city and see what I have to see. This is just a quick weekend trip, so I really need to take advantage of my time. So I'm gonna head out, explore the beautiful city, and show you what there is to see. And then when I come back, I'll make supper and just tell you the story of the mess of how I got here, and then maybe give you an Airbnb tour. So this is like the first time I've had a full-length mirror to do an OOTD, but I am wearing all black, and my winter coat is black too, so that's just the look. But it's this black sweater that's kind of like speckled, and it's kind of hard to see the details, but that's what it looks like. And then I'm wearing black jeans, polka dot socks. Yes, there's a toaster on the ground because it's a lack of outlets in this little Airbnb apartment, but I'm going to put on my coat, grab my stuff, and head out into the city. You may be wondering why I went to Avignon, France to begin with, and that's really just because I had a little bit of money saved up, and when I was looking at my last few weekends in France, I realized that this weekend was free, and I wanted to be able to have a nice way to spend my time right before my finals week or final week's preparation. And one of my goals when coming to France was visiting as many different regions of France as I possibly could. So when I was doing research about different areas to go to, I realized I hadn't been to Provence yet and I wanted to. And Avignon, which is a beautiful city, was only 4 hours away by train from Toulouse, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity. And so I just decided to go for it and travel here by myself, and it was a wonderful decision. So during my time on Saturday afternoon, I basically spent 2.5 hours wandering the city, visiting some beautiful landmarks, and just really soaking in the natural beauty of the city. And as the sun set, I was able to see the Christmas lights come to fruition, and they were stunning. They really took my breath away, and it was quite magical to walk through the streets as the Christmas lights came on and just look at all the different shops, and the atmosphere was so happy and joyful, and it was such a treat. Good morning, everyone. It is the next morning, which you wouldn't be able to tell because the lighting is the exact same. It hasn't changed. But I'm just really bad vlogging at night. It's the last thing I want to do, and I put it off, and then before I know it, I'm in bed and going to bed. And it just doesn't really seem appropriate to give you an update. But basically it is about 8:30, and I'm getting an early start to this morning because I'm leaving around 1:30 today. So the plan for today is to go to the park, Rocher des Dames, and then after that I'm going to go to the Palace of the Popes, and then after that I'm going to go to the Avignon Bridge, obviously, because that's what Avignon is known for, among other things. So that's my plan for today. They'll come back here, have lunch, pack up, and then head back to the train. It's been approximately 24 hours in Avignon because of travel issues, but I have been really enjoying my time so far. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the Airbnb, and then we're going to head out. So this is not the initial Airbnb I chose, but I ended up with this one because the other one got canceled on me, and these people have been really nice with my travel issues. But as I said, toaster's on the ground here. I keep it unplugged for safety reasons. I'm wearing the same exact outfit as today because travel light, my friends, travel light. But coming around here, there's a TV that I don't know how it works or what it works. Little closet rack thing. I am on the first floor, so that's why the windows are perpetually closed, and that's why the lighting never changes. Definitely a con to this little apartment thing. There's a little bedside table with a book that I'm reading right now, and I'm reading Chekhov's 5 Plays, translated by Marina Brodskaya. Really enjoying it so far. Here's a bed. It's a real bed, not a couch bed, so very comfortable. Definitely love that. Another little table on the other side. Here's like the eating space slash just desk slash table slash all of the above. I hate the chairs, but that's okay. Here's the kitchen. The kitchen was driving me nuts until I realized that there was another source of light that did change the game. But it's definitely a little crowded with a lack of counter space, which bothers me a little bit. But I'm getting through, I'm surviving. It's a short stay. There's the trash, which I keep messing up the lid, microwave, fridge, and then coming in here, it's probably loud because of the hum of the fan or whatever that is. I did not use the shower because I'm only here for 24 hours. But toilet, sink, bathroom, whatever, the whole deal. Yeah, so it's definitely cozy, small, and oh, there's under the bed storage too, but I'm obviously not using that. So that is the whole apartment, and let's get ready to go. So I figured before I would go, I would just tell you the quick story of why I don't have the full amount of time that I wanted to have here. So my plan was to leave right after my class on Friday, which ended at 2:30, and I was supposed to get on the train at 3:18, and I did succeed in doing that. The train was extremely crowded. There were people like up and down the aisles standing, and between the cars standing. It was jam-packed. I managed to grab a seat, but it was really packed, really claustrophobic and crammed, which did not feel great. And I was just minding my own business, reading Virginia Woolf, A Room of One's Own, having a great time with that. And then the stop right before the station where I needed to switch trains, there was an announcement that we were going to be delayed an hour. So I was like, oh, come on. But then I was like, it's okay because there's 2 more trains that leave an hour apart going to Avignon, so I'll just get the next one, it'll be fine. Then 30 minutes later, they announced that anyone who's going to Narbonne, which is the station I was trying to get to, needed to get off the train because all trains were no longer going into that station. So then I had to get off the train and went into this little tiny station in the middle of nowhere. And everyone's confused, no one knows what's going on. There's rumors that it could be a bomb threat or terrorists or something like that. And so I'm like so confused. I pull out my phone, my SIM card has decided to stop working. Love that, thank you, Labara. And then I go up to the desk and she's like, and I was like, I'm trying to go to Avignon. Obviously this is in French. I'm trying to go to Avignon, like, what should I be doing? And she was like, just stay here. We're trying to figure it out. So then I went back, just was pacing because it was also freezing cold. And then there's a rumor there's a bus coming. So I went back to the desk and I was like, is there a bus coming? She's like, yes, it's going to Narbonne. And I was like, okay. So the bus shows up. I forcefully hold my spot in line, which was definitely tough, but there was not enough seats on the bus for everyone. Again, I managed to get a seat. I don't know how that happened. I was one of the last ones to get on. And we do the 30-minute bus ride to Narbonne. And when we get there, there's police everywhere. The entrances are cut off, so the bus stops. We have to walk to the station because there's nowhere for the bus to go. We get to the station. They're not letting anyone into the station, the cops and the firefighters, etc. And we learn that it's because there's been mysterious baggage left on the train, suspicious, mysterious, something along those lines. And waiting in the cold, people are coming up to and asking me what's going on, and I'm like, I do not know, cannot help you. So love practicing my French like that. Finally, the police let us into the station, and the train that was coming into the station from Avignon was delayed by 25 minutes, and then it was delayed by 35 minutes, and then the train that was going to Avignon was canceled. And at that point, a lot of the trains were being canceled, and I was like, maybe I should just go back to Toulouse because I just am so tired and cold and sick of this. And I had wanted to go back to Toulouse when we first got stopped in the station, but I decided to keep forging ahead and see if it would work out, and it did not. So I went and asked the guy, I was like, are there any more trains coming? Are there any more trains going to Avignon? And he was like, let me go check. And I was getting stressed because there was only 10 minutes before the Toulouse train left. So he went and checked, came back, he was like, no, but you could go to Nîmes. And I was like, no, I'm not going to Nîmes. Like, I don't have anywhere to stay. And then I was like, so can I go to Toulouse? And he said, yes. And I said, but I can't buy a ticket because my SIM card's not working. And I need a valid phone number, a valid French phone number to get a ticket. And he was like, don't worry about it, just go and get on the train. So I ran to get onto the train. Also, that train was really crowded. Again, luck was really on my side other than this whole thing going down, but I was able to find a seat again. Sat down, pulled out my Virginia Woolf, finished reading the book, focused on that, got back to Toulouse at 9:30 p.m. So it had been like 7 hours of this. No, 6 hours. I can do math, I promise. It had been like 6.5 hours of this traveling nightmare. And I went back to my host family's house, stayed the night there, bought tickets, and left for Avignon on Saturday morning. And that's why I only have 24 hours in Avignon instead of the normal what I would have wanted. So that's just the long rundown of that travel adventure, travel nightmare. Also, in case anyone's wondering, again, I said the same outfit, but I've added a Skeeta buff. Love this, got it for my birthday last year. Just because it's like 30-something degrees outside right now. It's a little chilly. I'm going to be spending the first hour or so outside. I'm bringing my Skeeta headband as well. I prefer not to wear it because it does really mess up my hair, but I'm bringing it just in case. So let's get this show on the road. Honestly, coming to this park in the early morning was one of the best decisions I made because there was barely anyone else there, and it was so quiet and beautiful, and the weather was absolutely perfect. It was that crisp air, and it was so pleasant and peaceful up at the top, and I was having a wonderful time. It was honestly the highlight of my trip, was wandering around that park in the beginning of the day. It was truly amazing, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. So after exploring the park, I actually ended up going to Mass in this church, and then when Mass was over, I went next to the Pope's Palace, which was definitely not what I was expecting, but I'm really glad I did it all the same. And then my final stop of the day was obviously the Avignon Bridge. How could it not be? And that was really beautiful to explore as well. I honestly lucked out so much with the weather. Well, my friends, it is now 12:55, which means I need to get on out of here so I can go catch my train and go back to Toulouse. But I've had a really great time here in Avignon. I really enjoyed myself. I was able to do so much more than I thought I was going to be able to do this morning because I did the 3 things I wanted to, and I went to Mass, and I got to pick up some really cute surprises. But now I have to go back to Toulouse, back to my studious study abroad life. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions, video recommendations, book recommendations, leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you all next week.